G'day everybody and welcome back to American Life Farming. Okay, so last week I asked you guys what I should be doing here on the farm, and I've been told to do soy and barley for the chickens. So without any further ado, let's get to and get that done. Okay, so remember what I did with the plough? And okay, there it is. For a moment there I thought I'd put it on the other tractor. That's okay. Okay, so got that. Just going to turn on the map here and go all the way up to the back corner of the property. I'll actually do two fields, one for the soy and one for the barley. So let's get all the way up the back here. And of course, as the person who suggested it and I joked around, going to have to leave a good gap between the two, because knowing me, I'll forget all about it. Oh, that's going to be a bit of a hill, but I'm confident that this tractor will be able to do it. Okay, so unload that. I'll just pull us back a bit. And let's get going up this way. See where the story ends up here. If I'm not mistaken, which I usually am mistaken about these sorts of things, we should finish about where these trees are. You know what? I think I'll finish it there anyway. And let's go around there, just pull this out a little bit so as I can actually have a rough idea on how far we are. Now I'm also aware that last time I had my recording on a slightly different version of recording, so got a fair bit of the button pushing. Hopefully this time around I've managed to eliminate that, though up until I actually start editing, I do not actually know whether I've done it or not. So let's just get this done. Now, something else that's been decided, well, in my own head, is might get rid of the tedding and the windrowing equipment, because just to be honest with you, I don't think I'll need it. And I'm thinking of getting an auto-load trailer. That way neither one of us have to worry about me and my, let's call it a lack of ability to use baling spikes and things like that. I may need to get out a loan to be able to cover that cost. I'm not actually too sure yet. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember how much they cost. And let's get to and make the next field. So I'll just leave a bit of a gap there. That should be enough. Let's get going again. Might make this one the bigger field. Don't want to get too close to the chicken pen. Now, as much as I really do love your guys' interaction, and believe me, I really do love the interaction, it's kind of been thinking that, okay, I need to change that speed for a kickoff. Let's keep it at times 5. I've been really doing some thinking lately that I don't really have the viewers just yet to be asking to make the majority of my decisions with me. So on that note, I will be taking on all suggestions and putting as many of them into practice as what I possibly can. Just unfortunately I can't do votes and ask for you guys to make decisions for me, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to do all that sort of stuff on my own. So hence, if you disagree with something that I have decided to do, like get rid of a piece of equipment or something like that, let me know and I can always bring it back. Yeah, I'm always happy to do what my viewers like. Something else that I'm thinking might be a great idea, because FS22 has been announced for the 22nd of November, if for those of you who don't actually know that yet, I'm going to try and set out a few more of these, of this series at least, as possible. So I'm not always going to be able to do more than one in a week, but where I can I will put some more out. So once again, if you make a comment and I've already recorded the next video, I apologise if it hasn't been put into place yet. But, you know, I'm afraid these sort of things will happen. So, as I've got the large plough here, there really is no need for me to say, righty, I'll put in cutscenes and all that sort of stuff. So, I'll keep you in while I do these sorts of things. Let you enjoy the sounds of the tractor here. In fact, let's go for a bit of first-person view. Just make sure, make sure I'm still keeping an eye on where that plough is. Getting paranoid about whether or not it's following me. Of course, to say whether or not it's following me is kind of paranoia, isn't it? I am driving a tractor, so, you know, of course the plough's going to be following me. Something else that I found out while playing this over a bit of an extra time is the fact that there's no actual sleep trigger on this one. So it looks as though that I'll have to do some times 220 or whatever it is that we've got on console to get us through the nights. until I can afford or can get to and put in a sleep trigger. I do have one downloaded, and in fact I've got a few downloaded. Just haven't actually put one onto this map yet. Once again, anything can be done. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just come out again just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Like that piece up there. Aha. They've put in extra clicks. So I'll do a bit of a cutscene here because I don't think anyone wants to watch what happens overnight. And I will see you in the dawn. Okay, so it is 6:30 in the morning. What I've simply done is I've filled up the cedar over here. But first let's go check on our wheat over here. It is still growing. Hopefully soon we will get to the next growth stage. Let's just check on that. 32 up here. Okay, so while we're on a roll, let's get this one started. And we want to go to, I'll just get to the soy. Oh, barley's first, so let's go to the barley. Let's get in our tractor. And let's start our barley right here. So, unfold that. Turn it on. And let's get some barley in the ground. Okay, I'll chuck in another cutscene here and I'll get this done and I'll see you in a few moments. And here we go on the last little run. As I said earlier, I'm going to get rid of the windrower and the tedder. So, and also I've been thinking about the ute or truck or whatever you want to call it that they gave it to me in the beginning. I'm also going to sell that because I really don't see the point in it specifically for this series. As I've got the egg crate over there, it's just going to be kind of a waste of a utility. Go and fill up this cedar, even though it says I've got plenty of seed in it. Just also to explain some of my camera angles. To be honest with you, I'd rather see the actual machine that I'm using rather than the from in-cab, with the exception of using the a why isn't that putting the seat in? Let's try and get that to work in. Maybe it's because I'm in the wrong vehicle. I'm afraid I need to put my help window on. Why isn't the... I don't understand why the cover's not coming off. Maybe this tractor's the wrong one. Let's try the other tractor. Anyway, if I can't get that to work, for whatever reason it's decided that it didn't like the other tractor. Okay. And yet it still doesn't... Anyway. Let's go sell off this Windrower and the Tedder. Make a few dollars. I'll see you up at the shop. Okay, so I'm just gonna sell everything else via this window here. Let's sell the ute. That cultivator, I don't need that. And the Tedder. Okay, so I want to get myself an auto load baling trailer. Which is not there. Okay. Just bear with me while I actually try and find this. Okay, time to go with plan B and get the FX6 3.72 baling wagon. No idea why I can't find an auto load trailer, but that will do me. Okay, so let's get that down to the farm and let's try let's hope that soon all our crops will have grown enough to be able to harvest, or at least something, so as we can then feed the chickens. Oh, bought the wrong tractor for my plan B. I was going to get another egg crate, but we can worry about that later. Do a bit more of off-road driving. After all, I am driving a tractor. Pull back a bit so as we get to see the purchase. Now, for some unknown reason, I know I don't have COVID. I've got this lingering cough that just won't go away. Wish there was something I could do about it, but yeah, there's not, so just got to live with it. Okay. That was a close one. Alright, let's just leave that here. Quickly check on the chickens who, surprise, surprise, haven't produced anything. Oh, that's an interesting did you know. Not exactly very realistic, but yeah, can pick that up by hand. Realism is overrated anyway. Alright, so do a bit of a fast forward in time to hopefully we can get some wheat actually ready to harvest. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so the wheat is now ready to harvest. Let's go in and grab our harvester. And let's go get this wheat going so as we can at least give the chickens something to eat, and so as that they can actually start producing their eggs. After all, that is why we've bought the chickens. Okay. So I'll start up the top here, and then because I've got the mod for fast farming, this shouldn't take, or fast collection, or whatever you want to call it, this shouldn't take too long. Just want to make sure we're producing the straw while we're at it. Hopefully I won't leave any on the road. And yes, we're producing straw. I'll do some of this from in-cab. As you can see, we're doing this at a lovely 25 kilometers an hour, which is a lot faster than normal. Normal, you're probably going to do about 5 to 6. So yeah, this will be a lot quicker. I'll leave you in. I just won't continue talking for now. Yeah, let's get this done. as you can see, we're actually full for the first time. So let's go grab ourselves all that lovely wheat and we'll give it to our chickens. Just drive on the wrong side of the road for a moment. As you also probably saw, we have issues with the railway tracks when it comes to harvesting. That was not fun. Unless, of course, I've cut that out, in which case then, no, you didn't see it. Get this filled up. Fill up the trailer. Of course, I'm not terribly realistic when it comes to filling up trailers. I'll just let it even itself out. I will be collecting the straw, so as we've got some form of extra income coming in. And there we have it. There's our first little bit of wheat. Let's just get it straight over and feed those chickens so as that they'll start producing the eggs. And of course, once we've got some eggs going, there'll be some money coming in. Okay. Now this is standard coming out the back end. Okay. Woohoo, we've got some for the chickens, and well, that's at least some food for them. I now don't feel like we should call the RSPCA or animal control, depending on where in the world you actually are. Those who aren't from here in Australia, feel free to go Google what the RSPCA actually does. They're a wonderful organisation. Haven't had to have a lot to do with them myself, but yeah, they rescue animals and find them new homes, and in the case of surrendered animals, they do de-sex them or neuter them. Yeah, as I said, they're a good organisation. Strongly recommend people donate to them because they never have enough money to help themselves out. And of course, as far as I know, they're not government funded. Alrighty, let's get the rest of this field harvested, he says, just as misses a piece. You know, considering that I didn't actually fertilise this field beyond when I cultivated the grass in, this hasn't actually yielded too badly. So the next step with this field will be to buy some fertiliser. I'll also need to buy a fertiliser spreader, and of course some lime, and see what sort of difference that makes. And of course, silly me, I forgot to see how much wheat we actually got off this field so far. But, you know, hopefully I'll get a second full harvester full, and then I'll just simply double what I've already got, and then I can work out roughly how much this yield was. Then when we do the fertilising and the liming, be able to tell the difference. Once I've got this fertilised, once I have got this wheat collected, do a bit of selling, and then we'll call that an episode, I think. So let's just finish getting this done. So it appears that it's 5,600 litres worth of capacity. So it's not a huge amount per harvester's worth, but you know, every little bit helps, and we'll also find out where the best price is, and yeah. Just a little bit more. May end up, well, forget the may, we will end up buying a larger harvester at some point when we get the money. And of course, with the larger harvester comes with the larger header. So should be a lot of fun. Okay, let's find out where the best place to get to sell the wheat is, and it would appear that it's the animal market grains at the moment. So let's put a marker up on that and find out where exactly that is. Okay, so I go quite literally straight down the highway. Yeah, that's down at a animal market near the manure. So I'll see you when I get there. Okay, so here we are at the sell point. Unfortunately, I'm only selling just shy of 7,000 litres, but it's given us $4,868. Alright, cheers for watching. See you next time. Cheers.